Hello everyone. Today we will be tackling about electrical hazard and electrical safety. An electrical hazard is a type of hazard that can be defined as a serious workplace hazard that exposes workers to burns, electrocution, shock, arc flash, arc blast, fire, or explosions. By identifying these hazards and understanding how they happen, we can take steps to protect ourselves and save people from getting harmed. So, what are the examples of electrical hazards? One example is shock. An electric shock occurs when a person comes into contact with an electrical energy source that the energy flows through a portion of the body causing a shock. Exposure to electrical energy may also result in no injury at all or may result in devastating damage or death. Secondly, burns. An electrical burn is a skin burn that happens when electricity comes in contact with your body. When electricity comes in contact with your body, it can travel through your body, and when this happens, the electricity can damage your tissues and organs. This damage can be mild or severe, and it may even cause death. Also, there is explosion. Electrical explosion is the sudden release of energy due to a short circuit between power phases or a power to ground. It is important to realize that a very large amount of energy is available on the bus of a electrical panels when they are operating within their normal design parameters. Fire. A fire may also occur when there is a failure or malfunction within the electrical components or equipments or machinery. It can also cause electrical fires originating from cables, circuit breakers, and within electrical components. Electrocution. Electrocution is very common, and electrocution means that it can injure you from mild to severe or even death. The word is derived from the word electro and execution, but it is also used for accidental death.
The electric shock. We use a number of electric gadgets in our houses. While using them, we may get a shock owing to some defect in the power supply, or because of our carelessness, we may get an electric shock. We may also get an electric shock if we use loose switches or wires without insulation. The dangers of an electric shock. When electricity passes through our body, we get an electric shock. Our body parts undergo a certain suffering. This is called an electric shock. If the force of electric currents is less, it will push the body away. If the force is more, the body gets attached to wire or the appliance used. First aid for an electric shock. If any person receives a shock, the main switch of the power supply must be switched off. If the victim gets attached to the wire or the appliance, do not touch him, but he must be separated from electricity using a dry stick. If you find that the victim has difficulty to take breath, give him artificial respiration through the nose or blow air through the victim's mouth by closing the nose. Then place him in the open air to let him rest. Take the victim to the doctor as early as possible. Let us be away from any kind of electric shock. Do not operate electric appliances with wet hands. You must not operate switches with wet fingers. You must wear your footwear while making electric connections. Always use a tester. Use a new wire instead of joining two old pieces of wires. We must not touch hanging electric wires. We must not dry clothes on electric wires. Laying fuses and repairing electrical appliances, etc., must be done only after switching off the power supply. If you observe smoke or spark from a switch, mend it or replace it with a new one. You should not put your fingers or metal rods in plugs or switches. We must be very careful while using an electric iron.
Here are the do's and don'ts of an electrical equipment. Do's. Treat every electrical device like it's energized, even if it does not look like it is plugged or operational. Number 2. Unplug appliances before performing any service or repairs on them. When working on electrical devices, only use tools that have official non-conducting handles. 3. Try to limit the use of electrical equipment in rooms that are very cold or have a lot of condensation. 5. When handling electrical equipment, make sure your hands are dry. Number 6. If you spill in any kind of liquid on electrical equipment, first immediately shut off power to the equipment via the main switch or the circuit breaker and then unplug the equipment itself. Keep all electrical circuit contact points enclosed. And finally, if you are able to work on electrical equipment with one hand while the other hand is out of the way at your side or in your pocket, this minimizes the chance of a current passing through your chest should a spark or accidentally charge occur. Don'ts. First and foremost, do not touch active electrical circuits. Never touch electrical equipment when any part of your body is wet. That includes fair amounts of perspiration. Do not store liquid of any sort near electric equipment. If a person comes into contact with an energized electrical conductor, do not touch the equipment, its cords, or the person affected because the charge may pass to you. Instead, shut down the main power source via the circuit breaker and then unplug the equipment using a leather belt. Do not wear metal or any sort if you are working on electrical equipment. Also, do not try to poke, probe, or fix electrical equipment with objects like pencils or rulers because the metal in them can serve as a form of conductor. That is all. Thank you.